All right, welcome to Mountain Man Explore the Truth. How's everybody doing today or tonight, depending on time you're listening to the podcast? I hope you're all doing well. It's been quite a while since I've dropped an episode or a show, so what I plan to do is talk a little bit about stuff that I was going through, dealing with, personal stuff. So yeah, I've been gone a long time. I know, I have been. I'm uprising the show. I was dealing with stuff and wasn't happy about certain things in life. I was going through some tough things in life, family and battling my inner demons and all that stuff. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy for me to even come on and talk about that because, a lot of people don't want to talk about their problems, their personal life, and stuff like that. So I'm excited to get the show back up and going. I can't wait to get people on the show and talk about their experience and encounters and whatever they're, been through in life. I'm definitely interested in hearing more about a little bit more about people's research and into the unknown. So, you know how Mountain Man Explore the Truth is about. It's exploring the truth and getting to the point of finding out what's going on and looking into people's encounters and doing research as that way, finding out what their experience was about and what they went through and emotionally and connected. So I want to make the show a little more about that, where I want that person to feel comfortable, be themselves, and talk about their experience and not be ridiculed by anybody or called a liar or anything like that. You don't have to believe that person. Or, if you do believe them, great. But if you don't believe in that person, don't bash on them or hate on them, everybody, there's hoaxers out there. I know some things people make up, for attention. I get that. But you got to give them that chance to come out there and talk about their experience, because we don't know. We were in those shoes, I believe most of these people experience on the unknown are true. You can usually sense the ones that are not true. When the ones I find on, that are not true, I won't confront them, but I will ask questions on their experience so I can get information in my mind if they really saw something or dealt with something. So, sorry about that big loud and sound on there probably, but hopefully it's not too loud on there. I'll get that edited down a bit. If it sounds like a big loud in your ear, I apologize for that. Anyway, so what I plan to do here is I'm recording, let me readjust this webcam here. Sorry about the glare in the back, guys. I think it's the way the sun is. Yeah, I see the sun coming in it. See if I can angle it just right. There we go. So my plan is to do videos like this with the show when I'm interviewing people, and so that way it'd be easier to upload to YouTube, I think, instead of just doing the episode itself, and this is what I'm going to work on doing for the simplest way I can do without, having great internet. But I'm back on track now, trying to get into a house so I can build myself a studio and get my show going in there and more comfortable. As you can see, I've been doing it in my truck. So I don't know, it feels like it's been almost a year, close to it. I was dealing with a lot of stuff, guys, so we're going to go ahead and go into that. But I already touched base on the show. We're going to explore the truth, right? So you're all welcome. If you want to come on the show, researchers, people who write books on all this crazy unknown stuff, conspiracy theories, Dogman, Bigfoot, fairies, anything in this unknown world that we don't know are, could be there. I'm mostly interested in Bigfoot, always have been, but I'm interested in all the other stuff too. That's why I wanted to name my podcast Mountain Man Explore the Truth, because I leave it open for other things, Not a lot of podcasters are doing that. Some are going that direction now. Like paranormal stuff. I keep saying So I learned that from other podcasters too. They say you got to work on cutting some things out when you're talking because you'll hear them say, yeah, So I totally get what they're saying there because you don't realize it when you're doing it. So I'm gonna work on that as well. Um, up, see, I did it again. Anyhow, let's get into it. So back on my last episode, I was letting people know that I had some episodes recorded. I did, but I decided not to put those up right now because I took a break. I apologize to the people I recorded with. I didn't release your episode because I was going through things, and I still need to work on those. Sorry. So going back to some personal things I dealt with in that time, I was dealing with a deep, deep depression. I've had depression in life, but this kind of depression was, I don't know, I feel like it was eating me alive, like eating my soul. Um, it was a weird feeling. Your mind goes to dark places, and then it's just, I'm not gonna go into details. I'm just gonna say that I was dealing with some dark things. I feel like I was battling some kind of demon inside of me. Um, with my guidance of my wife, and I wasn't very religious, and I'm still not really religious. I'm just, what I mean by that is I don't go to church. I don't I don't know. I just feel like church is too, no offense to people on church. It's just I feel like they all have different views on things, and it doesn't fit for me, you know. I love the spirit of good from people that go to church and stuff like that. They seem happy, and if you got a good church, great. That's cool. But me, I like to practice it on my own, reading the book at home and praying to God on my own time, and praying to Jesus. So yeah, some of you may not be believers of God or Jesus. I'm going to tell you right now, I believe they are real. The stuff I was dealing with is so dark. I My wife happened to purchase a cross for me, a necklace cross, and it helped me. I every time I was feeling like this darkness inside me and this pain inside of me, I would pray to Jesus to make it be gone. If there's anything in there, be gone. I tell you what, every time I said that, it got better and better and better. I was having, drinking problems at the time. I was going to drinks. I would drink to try to numb the pain, and it took a lot for me to just stop, and I stopped for a year. And yes, now occasionally I have a beer here and there too, but I won't abuse it. You know what I mean? I won't drink it just to numb the pain or anything like that. So occasionally I'll have a beer here and there. There's nothing wrong with that. But never use that to numb the pain you're dealing with, because all it does is feed it stronger and stronger, and then it just eats you more inside. So I'm pretty sure some people out there understand what I'm saying right there. So I didn't want to go into too much detail of my personal life, of things I've gone through. I just feel like I was hitting rock bottom, not having my own home, not putting my family in our own home. Jobs, it was a struggle. I just felt like this last 4 years has been hell. Um, I'm not trying to go political on things or anything like that, but these last 4 years has been nothing but miserable, but we managed to get through. You just gotta live daily life and keep going, getting through. It's a struggle to survive in this kind of life we have right now in this country, and I really hope gets better. This video is being recorded on November 6th now, so the day after the election, and I'm pretty sure everybody knows who's going to be our next commander in chief. It shouldn't matter what person you believe that was right for the country, but I believe that, I'm not going to say who I voted for, but I'm pretty sure you can figure it out. The last 4 years were miserable, right? Um, and I don't believe it's inherited by the last, no. Doesn't work that way. They like to make you think that, but it doesn't work that way. Um, I'm gonna keep it short on that though, because people get really touchy on political views and stuff like that. So all I'm gonna say is I believe in the people. I believe in our freedom. I believe in freedom of speech, and I believe in our country is founded, on us. And yes, we are immigrants and all sorts. So yes, I believe immigrants are welcome to our country, but legally, not jumping the fence to come over. That's not right. There's a lot of people that worked hard in line to become American citizens. So, in my opinion, is that just don't think it's okay to just jump over. I get it. Everybody has a tough life. So do we. So I'm going to cut that short too, because a lot of people get really offended about certain things because it's just the way the country's been, so divided and divided on views. I like to see it go back to respecting people's opinions and views on other things. I hope we go back to that. I really hope we go back to respecting each other's opinions, and it shouldn't matter who you voted for. But I think everybody, instead of the woke, I think everybody wakened up. Going back to God and Jesus, I believe they were trying to. I feel like people were trying to slowly fade them away. Because people are different, doesn't mean you have to hate God or anything like that. Because you're different. Let God judge it. Whatever. I'm not going to go into much religion too, because I know that some people don't believe in God or Jesus, so I'm not trying to go to religion on here to, it's not to push it on anybody. You believe what you want to believe. I believe in God and I believe in Jesus. And I think, I think it's coming. I think Jesus is coming soon, and I could be wrong. Maybe later on. I don't know. Keep doing that. So I got so much stuff on my mind. I'm trying to cut things short so that way I don't bore you guys going prolong on things. Well, back to the darkness inside me. I was angry. I was angry with oh, well, I'll wait a minute for it there because I'm jumping all over the place. Political view. You have the right to vote for who you want and who you believe in. Do not let anybody make that decision for you, especially celebrities. It's your decision. And obviously, people made their own decision. But anyhow, I'm going to stop it right there. And all I can say is I believe in my freedom and people's freedom and owning guns and freedom of speech and so on. It's more than that. It's us, we are what makes America great. So remember that. Instead of dividing, let's come together. I really like to see us all come together. All right, now the darkness I was battling, it was creepy. It was a creepy feeling. I don't talk to too much people about it because it's personal. But I'm gonna keep that short too. I was battling some dark stuff and I'm not gonna go into it. It's just too personal. I don't want to go into too much detail on it. I just want to let people know that I was going through things and working on trying to get a house, and I wanted to focus on getting a house and my family. My family always comes first, and I wanted to get this podcast. I wanted to keep it going, but I just wasn't focused. I was dealing with too much. I felt overwhelmed. I felt like I was just way overwhelmed, like weights on my shoulders. I just felt this dread. It was like a nasty dread feeling. Like the dread feeling was terrible. A terrible feeling when I was dealing out during the darkness at that time. So, I went from Amazon to the paper mill, and the mill was, great money. I appreciate the job. I had more money, but it didn't get me where I needed to be. So here I am back at Amazon for the time being to try to get us into a house. So I'm fine with that. I don't care where I work. It's just making the money and taking care of my family. my dream is to make this podcast grow. And yes, people, do podcasting for a hobby, or they love doing it. They always dreamed of being like a radio host or something like that. And you know what? I've always wanted to be a podcaster. When these first podcast shows I ever heard of, what really got me interested in podcasting is when I started listening to like Sasquatch Chronicles and West's show, and listening to uh, the confessionals, and there's a lot of podcast shows I was listening to, but those two main ones were my interest because it felt real. It's entertainment as well, and I just like how they kept it fluid. And what if, they weren't confirming things. They just say, you take it as you believe it. You believe it or not. I like that. So I want to thank those two podcasters for motivating me to do my own show. And it'd be cool to talk with Wes or Tony someday. But those guys are pretty busy, so I don't think we'll ever chat, but you never know. I've had some people on the show that's been on their shows, so that's pretty cool. I've had Matt come on the show about his Dogman encounter. I'm sure you heard of him. His YouTube channel is Planet 412. I think I got that right. If not, I apologize. And I got a good friend on other podcast shows too on there. So, and you know what, there was times where I feel like I don't have that voice to do the podcast show. But the biggest person in my life that motivated me to do it, because I was like, no, I don't got it. I'm too dumb. I always felt like I was dumb because I'm bad. I'm terrible with words, these smart words that they say, these long, smart words. I can't pronounce some of them. So I always felt stupid, but I'm learning as I go. Like, I'll try to think of questions to ask people on their encounters, and I'll learn as I go. Because they're answering questions when they're telling me about their experience without me even asking. So then I'm thinking, why do I need to ask it when they already answered it? But I like to, do more asking questions for the show, because I'm sure there's things that people want to hear and ask themselves. So far I've I just sorry guys, somebody's messaged me right now. Let's see. Oh, it's another person who wants to come on the show, so that's cool. That's very cool. So, where was I? See, I already forgot what I was talking about. I felt stupid when I was doing the show, and I gotta work on that. Always catch myself doing that, and I'm like, I gotta quit doing that, but it's hard. Excuse me. Hope that didn't blow your eardrum out. Well, I think here, where was I? So yeah, I felt like an idiot. Like, I didn't think I had the talent to do a show, but the problem was I'm not very great with, technology, and there's this glare, and let's see if I can readjust that. Nope, sorry guys, if I can find that right angle. It looks a little bit better. So I feel like I just wasn't great with technology. I'm still learning technology, really. My kid helps me out with the editing. Very talented. He's adult now, so very talented on editing and all that stuff. So that's pretty cool to have somebody in the family that knows how to do that. I'm learning as I go too. I'm learning so I can do it on my own. But I'm so busy in life. It's nice to have somebody help me out with the show. My wife will probably help me out with some things too once the show grows, if it grows. And I really hope it does, because I'm in it for the truth, and I'm sure a lot of people are too. And I'm not trying to expose hoaxers or liars or whatever, but I will dig deep into it and let people question it themselves. Uh, I don't want people that are coming on the show thinking I'm trying to expose them or on, lies or anything like that. I'm not calling you a liar at all. If you believe what you saw is real and true, you tell it on the show, and then that just backs up your truth, because the more you tell it, pretty legit. So like I said, I believe most of these encounters are legit. So, I love hearing researchers, background on things. Man, that glare. Eh. Sorry, guys, moving the video around or the laptop around, trying to get rid of that glare. I apologize for the glare. That's probably annoying. Anyhow, I want to bring people on the show to let them tell their truth and then let you be the judge of it. I want to bring the researchers on because there's a lot of people who are different on views on all types of things and topics in life, creatures and so on. It's like I said, I'm learning. I'm learning as I go because I want to know more about this stuff. I've always been fascinated and interested in Bigfoot, paranormal, UFOs, you name it. I was always interested in that stuff. Um, when I started my show, there was other podcasts was starting shows at the same time too. Like Ryan and Tom. They started around the same time too, and they're pretty good podcasters. They're doing pretty well. They've kept going, and while I was taking that break, they just kept going, and they're doing well. They were in Lost Frequency podcast for a while. I'm sure you're familiar with that, but then they separated and decided to do their own shows, which is great. I think they did the right decision because I think they both had their own style and unique style, and doing it on their own is awesome because it just puts more out there, more material, and more interesting, encounters and whatever, Which so sorry, getting a message. Reading it real quick. Oh, bringing somebody on the show. They're just wondering how I set up my show. I'll talk to them a little bit. Not going to prolong this too longer. I'll give a shout out to Rye. His podcast show you can find on Spotify and YouTube. I'm pretty sure he's on some other stuff like Podbean, maybe. I don't know. You'll have to get in touch with him. You can find him on Facebook group page too. Codega's Codex of Curiosity. He's doing pretty well on his podcast, and you can check him out on YouTube too. And then Tom, he's got the Eye of the Jupiter, and he's doing pretty well. So, and he's a little bit of different stuff too. So you gotta go check that out yourself to figure out which one you like, or you might like them both. Sorry, messaging back my friend here. Yeah. And Matt, Matt, I believe I got his show right. It's Planet 412. Yeah, that's 412. He started his YouTube channel. I think he's mostly just on YouTube. I don't know if he's on Spotify or anything like that. I don't think. Because I watch most of his stuff on YouTube. He's got pretty good stuff going on too. He's had some help in all his stuff too, and it's awesome. He's doing great. And Riley, he helped with my logo and all that, and he's really good on that stuff. So he'd be a person to get in touch with maybe on that. And I love it. I appreciate that too. Thanks, Rye. It's great to be friends with other podcasters because you stay connected and you're interested in the same thing. You can get on, go on shows and talk about topics on anything, So that's pretty cool. So yeah, I can't wait to get people coming on. It's hard that's the most tough part is getting people to come on the show because you got to work out with their time, what time they want to come on and talk about their experience. So yeah, I think it'd be pretty awesome to get a little bit of everything. And yeah, Bigfoot's my main subject. And what to look for from me is I'm going to be uploading videos on YouTube, which is the live feed, and then my episode. I'm going to try to edit them both where it can have the intro and the ending of the intro in it. So I think it'll work. I just got to figure that out. Excuse me. And more stuff coming too for the YouTube channel. I'm going to be going out, not necessarily a documentary or anything like that, I'm not trying to be a researcher, but I guess investigator, or I don't know what you would call it. I'm more of an adventure guy. I like to go out in the woods and venture around and check things out. And I've seen a lot of weird things in the woods I couldn't explain. I've seen these structures that people talk about. I've found some interesting things, that I couldn't explain that look like something big made. Um, I've actually seen a tree upside down into the ground up on the mountain there on the trail. So couldn't explain that. Maybe a logger put it there, but I don't know. Um, it's it. There's an area that I'm checking out, but right now it's getting cold and it's starting to get snow up in that area where this one guy had his encounter, and he won't come on the show. It messed him up, but it wasn't far. It's just far, like a few miles up my area. I believe I talked about it before. He explained to me out, and I'll tell you the story real quick. He explained to me that when he was heading out in the woods hunting, and he felt like something was watching him, so he, went to turn and glanced over and looked at it, and he saw something looking over around a tree and peeking at him. So he thought it was another person. So he glanced at it a couple times, and then he looked again and realized that's not a person. He was froze, like seeing a deer in a headlight, like froze, shocked. What he saw was like, I believe he described it as like a Harry and Henderson type Bigfoot, but different. He said it had like reddish hair, long reddish hair, more human-like in the face. And what really stand out to me on this encounter was the eyes. He said the eyes were like orange, and that's what scared him the most. He said it was like a dead stare. The orange eyes freaked him out, and he said that was probably the most terrifying thing that got him right there is those eyes. But he said, yeah, it looked more human-like in the face. So, he said just kind of looked. He said it was big. It was tall, big, bulky, long red hair, and the eyes were orange. So I don't know what to make of that. I don't know. It gave me goosebumps when he told me about it, so I believe him. And he won't come on the show. He won't come on the show. So I wish he would, because that's a pretty terrifying encounter. But anyhow, he said he backed away slowly. It was just looking at him, dead stare, like this. He said, like, let me look at the webcam. Just watch him dead stare and staying still, because he was getting ready to take a shot at a deer, and he didn't take that shot because that thing was there. So he doesn't know if that thing was hunting that deer too, or he was stopping him from killing that deer. I don't know. But I think it was probably food for the Bigfoot, Anyhow, you know what? This what caught my attention about is that the patty Bigfoot, more brown, more apish looking. They got a better view of the face, which looks kind of more like apish looking in the face, but like a wide nose, I think, and big mouth. This is where you got to question it. Like, is there different types? I believe there is. I believe there's 2 or 3 different types. I would say 3 types because they talked about one Bigfoot that people seen that had like a longer snout, which I think people are mistaken that as a Bigfoot, it's actually probably a dog man. Think about it. Because these ones they said they see have a longer snout like a baboon. What if that's the dog man that people see? So I don't know. I'm just pulling, rabbit out of my hat. I don't know. So yeah, I found that fascinating and interesting. So what do you guys think? Do you think there's more than 2 types, 3 types, 4 types? I don't know. I believe there's either 2 or 3 types. I think they're like humans. I think there's different ones. And, I don't know. I think there's something more to it too. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know if there's something natural or they're coming in through a different reality. I don't know. I find it very interesting. I don't know. So definitely want to dig deep into that stuff too. I want to look into the portal thing too, because I've been hearing more and more about those. And that might connect with the people missing, in the woods, like they disappear and never found again. Either something to do with Bigfoot, Dogman, or portals. They're disappearing into portals. I got to get somebody on the show that's had dealt with something like that, portals, and all these weird things going on. I don't know. I don't know what to make of it, guys, but it's got my interest. So, anyhow, I'm gonna cut it about right here. I didn't want to go too much further than a half hour because I'm gonna do a solo episode here and there for you guys, just put out there, and I'm gonna do basically. I had some ideas when I first started the show, and not copying. My show's not copying anybody's show. Everybody's got their own style and their own way of doing it. Mine's fluid, natural. I'm not trying to do completely editing where I make it perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just got to be listenable. Nobody's an expert at podcasting, maybe except Joe Rogan, I guess. He's pretty good. I definitely want good sound quality where you people can have a nice, clear sound that you can hear, and not hearing annoying sounds or anything like that. So I totally agree with that. But I'm not going to just, edit everything out. I'm going to clean it up, shorten things that are too long, pauses are in there or whatever. But I'm going to keep it natural. I want to keep it real. I don't want my show coming out fake. I don't want to come out fake to you guys. I'm going to be me. So being yourself is the key, I think. Just be yourself. That's why I told you guys a little bit about my personal stuff in my life. I'm not trying to tell you all of it, but I just figure, why not let people know who I am? So, well, you're going to know who I am by listening to my show, but know about some of the personal things. I'm human, personal stuff. Anyways, on that note, I plan to do live shows too. I've always wanted to do that, and I've always thought it'd be cool. I could be going into it live, not being prepared, just go with it, go with the flow. Maybe I'll sound like an idiot sometimes during my show, but I don't care. I'm having fun with it, and I'm pretty sure people are having fun with it too, if you're listening. So, yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of a radio style live show, YouTube channel, live feed, so you guys can, interact with me and come on the show. I'm going to do that. I noticed some other people are doing the same thing, so that's why I can't say it's my idea. I think everybody does a similar thing. It's not just their idea. It's like an idea that's almost everybody's came out with, but you just make it your own. Just don't copy their format. Just do your own. Get ideas, but do your own. Like me, I'm doing my own. I get a little bit of ideas here and there, but I do a twist of my own. So I hope you guys enjoy the show. If you made it this far, awesome. I'm glad you listened. So, what would really help me out is if you go and check me out on Spotify, hit that following button. It says follow, but once you hit follow, it'll say following. So look for Mountain Man Explore the Truth, my podcast show on Spotify. I'm on other platforms too, like iHeartRadio, and I think on Podbean and a few others. I think Google, other stuff like that. You can Google and find it probably there. And YouTube, I got some of my episodes on there, but they're not all on there. I'm working on that, but I may not put any more on there. I might just do stuff like this, just uploading my shows like this on there with a video. I thought that'd be cooler and easier to do. So look for me on YouTube too, Mountain Man Explore the Truth. Please hit that subscribe button because that really helped me out a lot. And comment, on Spotify, my podcast show. So if you're out driving around, you can find it on Spotify, turn it on, listen, and please, I really would appreciate it if you hit that follow button, and on YouTube, hit that subscribe. It'll bring the numbers up and get more people to listen and get more people on the show. And that's the whole goal, is to get more people on the show so they can talk about their experience. On note, there is going to be some people on my shows that have already been on podcast shows, which is awesome. It just backs up their truth and their experience or research and whatever. But I like to chase after some people that haven't been on shows. So let me hear what you got to say, and I'll bring you on. You're welcome to come on. I'm after those people right now. I want to bring people on that haven't been on any podcast shows, because I'm pretty sure there's quite a bit of people out there that's dealt with some weird experience and haven't had a chance to come on and talk about it. And I'm going to tell you right now, when you talk about it, you're going to feel better. You're going to be feeling better, and you're going to want to talk about it again and again. And then next thing you know, you're on a lot of shows. It just backs up your truth. So please look for me. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook. Just look for Blake Botel. If you have trouble spelling Botel, it's just Botel. Like hotel, motel, but with a B. That's simple. And you can also email me, mountainmanett@gmail.com. Again, mountainmanett@gmail.com. I'm going to start saying that a little slower, because some people say I say it so fast they couldn't catch it. So I think that'd be awesome, guys. So email me or just private message me on Facebook, I feel like I get a lot more people contacting me on Facebook, which is Facebook's great for that. In my group page. I got a group page too, Mountain Man Explore the Truth group. So join. Come on in and share your stuff and connect with me. I really would enjoy bringing you on the show, guys. My dream is to get this podcast growing and get it out there and get your truth out there. So if you made it this far, guys, I appreciate you listening. If you dealt with depression or anything like that, dark stuff, you're dealing with problems in life, don't give up. Don't give up. Trust me, I came close to it, but I had hope and I had guidance. And thanks to my lovely, beautiful wife, she helped me get through it, and my children. So remember, you're not alone. When you're dealing with depression and battling inner demons or whatever, you're not alone. And if you believe in God and Jesus, just ask for guidance and pray for it to be gone, help you get there. It takes time, but I believe it. I believe in the spiritual power, man, and I believe it. What the hell is that? Something flew at me. Sorry, guys. I believe in spiritual power, man, and I believe it's real. So if you're not religious, that's okay. I whatever works for you works for you. You're not alone. You're not alone. Just remember that. So if you made it this far, guys, I appreciate it. Remember to subscribe on YouTube, Mountain Man Explore the Truth, and then look for it on Spotify and hit that follow button. It'll help a lot. So remember, if you had an encounter, or you have a book you want to talk about, or your research, or you had some conspiracy stuff that you want to talk about, anything's welcome on the show, guys. So please connect with me. Once again, mountainmanett@gmail.com, or private message me on Facebook. Look for Blake Botel. So until next time, guys, let's explore the truth together. Have a good one. Bye.